All right, guys, welcome back. So I have a little OEM plus upgrade. People have known to do it. It is the Interceptor shocks in the rear of the Explorer. So this is a nice little upgrade. The Interceptor typically carries a little bit more weight, and they have to go through a little bit more abuse because cops abuse the fucking hell out of the Interceptors. So to answer your question, no, the ST and the Interceptor don't share the same shock. Obviously, they mount up the same way and everything, but the Interceptor truly has a stiffer shock than the Explorer ST. And we are squatting so hard, we're damn near lifting the front tires off the ground. And it's losing a lot in the 60 foot and whatnot with the Explorer ST shock. So we're trying to slow down that rebound a little bit, right? So I went down to my local dealership that I work with and sourced some OEM Interceptor shocks. They either come with just the shock or they come fully assembled. I prefer fully assembled because it's way easier to swap out and anybody can do it. It's literally 2 bolts and a nut and you can swap them out. Like, they're really easy, guys. And we're only changing the rears. Yes, the front is a different part number as well, but currently a little bit harder to exchange out. And these have been known to drop at least a tenth or half of a tenth in the 60 foot. So it's a good little upgrade and it's fairly inexpensive. They run about $150 a piece from Ford. I'm gonna go ahead and show you all the part number, ASH 86018. This will be the Interceptor shock that you'll end up using for the overall exchange out. Again, it is a direct swap. We are going to start carrying these in stock. I actually have a couple of them on the shelf because it's I know not everybody has a Ford near them, and they're not readily available. So we have bought stock in them, and we have some on the shelf that are ready to go out. Again, these are going to be a little stiffer overall than the STs. So let's go see what we got to do to exchange them out. All right, guys, so here is the shock out of the box. And you could come back here, and of course we're gonna do a comparison side by side. They bolt in the same way. It is literally 2 18s up here and an 18 right here. Super easy. So what I like to do is, you can see that we already got our jack stand up. We already got the tire off. I went ahead and did these things. So just to make it easier for y'all to show y'all, make it a quicker video overall. 2 18s up here. And then what I like to do is grab the shock, and I don't know if I'll be able to do this one-handed, but we're gonna pull down to get it off of these studs. All right, guys, and once it's off the studs, it'll sit in front of it just like that. We'll take our ratcheting 18 wrench. I did already loosen this one too, so I could do that easier in the video for y'all. And now we're just going to pop it out from the bottom down here. Quite literally should just pop out. I'm gonna have to get 2 hands on this, guys. Give me 1 second. All right, there we go. A little bit easier when you have 2 hands on it. Again, you could tell they're the same. Different part numbers. These are definitely stiffer than ours. But you know, you get about 30,000 miles on it versus new.
There's no way you're putting those on and you're not going to the track.
I'm not going to the track. Check these out, guys.
I'll be up there now.
But all right, guys, we have them both here. I did pull up the calipers. They do measure the same though, honestly. So there's no difference in thickness. There's no difference in height. Again, this is just overall a stiffer shock. You can tell there's a different part number on them. Again, as Ford really designed these to be, I guess, more enduring for the police use, like they do with a lot of things, you know, hence why the Interceptors get the 10R80 and we get the 10R60, and there's a lot of little small changes like that throughout the vehicles. So I always like to put it in the bottom first, and then I'll grab the top, I'll push down until it lines up with both these studs, and then all we're gonna do is bada bing, bada boom. Make sure you start it by hand, all right? Because that's one thing you don't want to cross thread is these bolt holes. All right, and just like that, we have the Interceptor shock in place, bolted down top and bottom. Might ask me, hey Travis, what are the torque specs? Just make them tight. Be an adult about it. You don't have to make them really, really tight, but you know, tighten them down. Get them tight. We'll put our wheel back on. We're gonna jump over to the other side, and then we'll take it for a ride. All right, guys, y'all can see my passenger side is actually starting to leak a little bit. Not a whole lot, but hey, 30,000 hard miles on these things and hundreds of track passes. This shit's filthy under here, guys. But we're gonna slap that other one in here. And we might go test them. Probably not though. Not on the street. I don't wanna break it today.
Please.
All right, guys, we got them in. You can see that it hasn't settled yet. I haven't even drove it yet, but real easy change, dude. I mean, it probably took me like 15 minutes, and that's while filming, kind of dicking off. Wasn't doing anything. Wasn't going for a speed record, but y'all can see how easy these are to change out. Again, we will have a couple sets available on HoustonSpeedFreaks.com to be able to change yours out. But yeah, guys, first come, first serve. I'll have 3 sets here available. That's all I could source from Ford in a relatively quick time. But we will try to carry stock in them, guys. I like them. I think they are a nice, affordable, cheap upgrade that most people are gonna like. Now, if you made it this far in the video, I will tell you this, right? Because I don't want people double spending. I am working with a company on developing a way better shock than the Interceptor shocks. So that will be coming soon in the coming months. I'm not sure how soon. We're still doing a lot of R&D with that and whatnot, but they will be available soon. And we're trying to make them user and budget friendly as well. They will obviously be a little bit more than the Interceptor shocks. So keep that in mind if you're serious about racing. If you want to wait, I'm telling you now, you can wait. We do have something coming up. There'll be some HSF rear shocks. We're working hand in hand with the company that develops shocks. I can't even tell you guys the name of the company because I signed a non-disclosure, but it's coming up. So y'all stay tuned for those. Proven. Yeah. So y'all stay tuned. We're gonna go ahead and start up this monster and move her back just a tad bit. Try to see if we can't get her to settle down a little bit. It would help if I had my keys, huh? All right. See if I can't get it to settle down by just doing a couple hard brakes in reverse. I know we didn't give her time to warm up, but we're not really driving. All right, guys, y'all can see it did settle a little bit more. Yeah, it's much better. But yeah, guys, track proven Interceptor shocks do work. Even Brad, the guy that currently holds the stock turbo record on a stock fuel system, ran an 1104. He runs these rear Interceptor shocks. So I know it's been a long time coming. I know I haven't done them yet, but hey, we just did them right now. I was kind of holding out for the company I'm working with to build the shocks, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this, run these for now, and source them from Ford to help other people out that maybe don't want to spend even more money on shocks. But you can see mine has 31,000 miles on it. I already developed a leak. I do a lot of lowering springs on Explorers. I see them come in with leaks all the time. So again, guys, they're available on the website. I will have the link down below. Grab yours. Love you guys. Appreciate y'all. And until the next one, later.